We on? I don't see anything.
Let me see. Matt just asked me if I need to do
Oh, we
champions
are we
premium
are
to log in.
definitely live. All right.
Okay.
Welcome to Coast to Coast. No intro music this week. We are going strictly no frills. As of right now, we are moving from our original location over to the Do Champions Network. Uh and we're gonna try this out for a little bit and see how it works. And you know, and we'll go from here. Um Whittle 2K with my co-host Beyond 716 and Beyond. I missed last week. Thank you for you and Pat for stepping in. For those who don't know, my father passed away last week, so that's why I was out. Uh, yeah, just rough situation. But you know, it's up to me. You gonna root for the Jets now this year? And I was like, no. Like if my dad died in order for the Jets to win, that was a waste of sacrifice because they're still gonna stink as far as I'm concerned. Um, but in all seriousness, you know, rest in peace, pops. Um, we were supposed to go to a couple games this season, but obviously that won't happen. Uh, so thank you all for your patience. Thank you guys for the support, and we move forward. This is episode 50, the big
Yes.
50, right? Um, and man, I feel like has it been a year? I think it's almost been a year.
It's almost.
I think we started in August last year, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we
We
started in August.
yes, we
So it's
did.
been
We
about it. I think so. It's been about a year. Yeah, we got a couple more weeks and it'll be a year. Obviously, because we do a weekly show. It's 52 weeks in a year. So in 2 weeks we will be 1 year, or the pod will be 1 year old. But um, let's get right into it, man. Training camp. Uh, what are you feeling so far? Based on what you've seen, what you've read, et cetera, et cetera.
I think there's a lot of positives to take from training camp, and something we've learned over the years, Whittle, is you have to take some things with a grain of salt, right? I mean, it is training camp. It's great, to see a lot of the new faces out there. We see some brilliance from Keon Coleman, which I think is really exciting our fan base. We're seeing Josh Allen. I feel like, I mean, to me, he looks a little bit slimmer. First of all, I'm going to say that. I don't know if you've really noticed that he looks a little bit slimmed down than from the
Right,
last couple of years. I feel like some of his demeanor looks a little bit different from the limited amount I've seen. I think it's a nice time to just get a little look at some of the new talent, that we have coming in on our roster. Uh, the biggest thing we talked about this last week is injuries, of course, and we're going to get into that as we go forward. You try to avoid those as much as you humanly possibly can as an organization, but we know, I mean, if you want to speak to how rough football is and how physical it is, training camp affects a lot of players physically, and that's not even the real game. So if you think about, that's not full on contact, right, for 3+ hours in a live game. Just think about how violent the sport really is. So the biggest key for me is just we're getting to see some of the new faces, and it's football time. I mean, that's the biggest thing I take from the first week. And like I said, every day I go on Twitter, I'm like, please, no big injuries, no big issues. And it's nice to see the reports, and it's nice to hear some good feedback about certain players, like, some things about Von Miller we heard, which are pretty interesting to hear. Maybe he's getting into some form. Those are the little nuances and things that I'm looking for out of training camp. A lot of players can look great in shorts. We've had them over the years. Rob Johnson always comes to mind for me. For all your older Bills fans, I mean,
don't
he
forget
looked the
about
part.
Duke Williams.
Yeah, I mean, and we're going to talk about that too. There is always a Bills player, Whittle, especially at wide receiver, that comes out of nowhere, that becomes a camp favorite and becomes the talk. And Tyrell Shavers has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. So we're hearing a lot of chatter about him. So we're going to get into him a little bit as well. So that's just my overall take so far after about the first week. How about you, Whittle?
Well, I'm gonna start at the top. The thing that came that was I think that everybody was looking forward to. Like you kind of know what this roster was going to be at the beginning of OTAs, right? You knew pretty much what the offensive line looked like. You knew pretty much what your defensive line was going to look like. You knew the linebackers, the tight ends, the running back room, O line, corners, kicker. I mean, it was a little punter battle for a little bit. I mean, I mean personally, I was hoping that Jake Browning showed enough that he would stick around for a little while, but unfortunately, he was cut, and Sam Martin looks like he's the shoe in for another year as the Bills punter. Um, but the camp battles at wide receiver and safety were the two areas that stood out the most. And I know me personally, I had Damar Hamlin as a cut candidate. I said Damar Hamlin would either make the team as the fourth or fifth safety, depending on how they classify Cam Lewis. And I said it wouldn't surprise me if he got cut. Damar Hamlin's not getting cut. He's getting reps with the first team. He looks back to form, making plays. Obviously, this is his fourth season with the team, going into his fourth year. He's had one, two, three four off seasons now with the team. I don't know if you can really count last year, but three legit off seasons working with this roster, working on the roster. So I'm excited for him because I liked Damar Hamlin prior to what happened in Cincinnati. As a player, I thought he was trending. I thought he was trending towards potentially being a guy that could start for this team. So it does warm my heart to see Damar Hamlin showing some metal, showing some positive traits at the safety position. Um, Cole Bishop is Cole Bishop was getting better as the days went on. Every day you started to hear a little bit more about him making plays and him getting better. Um, and those two rookie, I mean, those guys at the safety spot were supposed to be the depth. Mike Edwards, Taylor Rapp, those were your tentative starters at those positions. Um, and D Delaney was signed. Um, and they had a couple other guys that a couple other guys that they brought in as camp bodies and things like that. But you knew kind of what it was. You just wanted to see where once the musical chairs stopped at safety, who was sitting where, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it was good to see those guys play as well as they played. Have been playing as well as they have been playing. Um, and then wide receiver. The big thing was in offseason was, well, Josh doesn't have the weapons. What do you do now when you need a big play? You don't have Stephon Diggs, a guy that was, consistently getting open. But like I preached this all off season about having a room that complements each other. You have a bunch of guys who are either tall, big with large catch radiuses, they're excellent run blockers,
Mm-hmm.
um, physical specimens that we can put out there to promote mismatches down the field with 50-50 in 50-50 situations. When you have a mobile quarterback like Josh is, who is often running or throwing off, throwing on the run or doing something off script. you want to minimize the mistakes, right? So you get bigger targets out there. Those guys can come in, and even if it's not a perfect pass, it can be a ball that's maybe a little too high, or maybe a ball that's a little too far towards the or out of bounds. Your bigger target, larger catch radius, has much more of a chance of getting that ball. You want a
Hmm.
bigger guy. It's like basketball. The
Yep.
ball goes up, it comes off the rim. You need a rebound. The bigger body is going to win that rebounding. Like if we're going up, like we've met in person. If the
Hmm.
ball goes off the rim and we're under, you have a much better chance of getting the rebound than I do. Like I may be able to outrun you to the rebound, but
You would.
getting around you or keeping you off the glass is probably impossible for me. So
Yeah.
same thing with these guys. They're going up against 5'10", 5'11" corners. You're talking about 6'4", 220 pound Mac Hollins, 6'4", 215 pound Tyrell Shavers, 6'4", 213 pound, 6'3", 213 pound, Keon Coleman.
Hmm.
6'4", 230 pound Chase Claypool. Those guys are going to step up and they're going to block out like that's what they do. That's what they're going to do. So um, I love that. I love that they added those guys, and we haven't had elite speed in the Josh Allen era. I mean, maybe John Brown was like a
Hmm.
speed guy, but not really. Like that was the end of John. Like he was no longer smoke. He was more like um I don't know. I mean he was more like a puff. He wasn't smoke when Josh Allen had him. So now we actually have guys who can fly. Like
Hmm.
Curtis Samuel can fly. Uh, MVS is another speed guy. Andy Isabella's speed is legit. KJ Hamler's speed is legit. We have guys that can actually fly down the field. So um, it's great to see those guys. It's great to see what I envision actually come into fruition in the preseason. You see them using motion, right? You see them using Shakir and Samuel on deep crosses. You see those guys working underneath. And then you see, Claypool or Shavers or Hollins running the deep route, making big plays on our corners. Like you see these guys making plays. So I think for me, I need to obviously we need to see it in the games, but for me, I think I've seen enough to uh to be comfortable with where the wide receiver room is. I can say that much. I think I'm comfortable with where the wide receiver room is, just based on where we're at right now.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just we just have more. We have more options now, right? Whittle, it feels like the
Yes,
depth is just so much better on this roster. We've talked about this at almost ad nauseum over the offseason. I mean, the loss of Diggs is big. I mean, no one's going to sit here and say that in certain situations, in certain moments, we are going to miss number 14, right? But that doesn't mean we can't
absolutely.
recreate it in the aggregate, as we've talked about, or like you said, we're gonna have more options. Like I said, more size. We're able to do more things in the red zone. That's important, right? We've talked. I mean, how many times have we talked about the Bills' issues in the red zone and the little things that cost us in some of these games that we should win in the middle of the season?
Right,
Quite
right.
often, and maybe now we won't have those problems. So I agree with everything you said on that. That was a fantastic rant, by the way.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know that we don't have problems in the red zone. I just think that I don't think the problems change. I think that we have answers now. For those problems we have things that we can work with in order to get around those problems. So it was tough running the football last year. Well, now we're going to go two tight ends and we're going to put two of the biggest receivers you've ever seen in your freaking life out there to block to help run block. So it's not just 6'2", 215 pound, 220 pound Gabe Davis. We're going to put two guys out there that are bigger than Gabe, and they're going to run block, and we're just going to run behind that. So good luck. Um, I think adding David Edwards to the offensive line was a move. I think that was a move to help us run the football a little bit better. When you have Josh Allen, when you have Josh Allen, like let's be honest, your offensive line doesn't need to be the best. It needs to be solid. He's going to make up the difference, right? He's going to turn a solid group of offensive linemen into a pretty good group of offensive linemen because he avoids getting sacked so well with his mobility, his pocket presence, and et cetera, et cetera. But they don't say Tyrell Shavers looks better than the rest of the receivers. They say he looked better than MVS and the other guys that are fighting for that last spot. The top four spots, like those are locked in. Um, those are definitely locked in. You got Samuel, Shakir, Mac Hollins, who everybody keeps talking about. Like they absolutely love Mac Hollins. He's probably going to be here for in the future as well. Like he's probably going to be here for the next couple of years. What was that? That was weird.
There we
And
go.
he's back.
Sorry.
All right.
I needed just a second there. Sorry. Okay, we're thank you.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. So the top four, like they're locked in. We know who they are. We know what's going on with that. The other ones, that's where it is. Like the fifth guy and potentially the sixth guy. I heard Joe Marino say this earlier. They only carry five last year. I don't think they'll only carry five. I think they'll carry six. This year
Hmm.
we may sacrifice a offensive line. Actually, I think we're sacrificing a corner this year. I don't know if we carry as many corners as we did in prior years, but they'll figure it out. They'll figure out the 53. But
Yep.
yeah, Tyrell Shavers, he had a good preseason last year. I mean, you know, him showing out again this year was expected. I just didn't know that he would show out over an MVS. Like MVS at this point, bro, you've been here since May, dog. Like you should know
Yeah.
the playbook. You shouldn't be getting outshined by Tyrell Sheets, but that it is what
Yep.
it is.
Hey,
Um,
you know what, Little guys like Tyrell Shavers are what makes camp great and special, right?
yes,
Doesn't it? Like
yeah,
stories like him, you know, second year, still working hard. You can see the work he's been putting in. He's going to take advantage of it, right? And our other guy, Chase Claypool, his injury, that's hurting him right now because Shavers is now stepping up. And you heard the comments Deion Dawkins made. You heard the comments that Sean McDermott made, right? The big players
right,
in that locker room and the organization are raving about Shavers. So he's put himself, he's, I'm not sure if he's ahead of those guys, Whittle, like MVS or whatnot, but he's definitely in the conversation. He's going to get a long look
bro.
in a
He
couple of
he's
these
got
games
to be.
coming up.
He's got to
Yep.
be ahead of him because he gives you
Hmm.
something that MVS doesn't give you: special teams.
And that,
MVS is
McDermott.
not playing special teams. They love guys that play special teams.
Hmm.
Shavers is going to be he's going to be a gunner. He's going to be a blocker. He's going to play. He's going to play everywhere, and he's going to give you that red zone threat. They love those guys. MVS going to mess around and be off this roster, man, with a two
Yep.
and a half million dollar bag, and that money that and hey, y'all can talk about that one right there. Like if you want to bring some up to go after Sean McDermott on, let's talk
Hmm.
about that. That $2.5 million we could have saved and used that towards a safety, not named Kareem Jackson. All right.
Yeah, that's
What do we think about Kareem Jackson? First of all, I hate the fact that we need to sign a 36-year-old uh deep safety. That by itself angers me. Um because in the fourth round, we took Ray Davis, and no shot at Ray Davis. I think Ray Davis is a fine addition to this team.
hmm
Jaden Hicks would have been a better pick, in my opinion. I think
let's
you
see.
can find running backs in you as UDFA's. Um, I think Ty Johnson was good enough to be running back too. You bring in Frank Gore's kid, you bring in Junior, and you
Hmm.
let him and Darrington Evans fight it out for number three. I'm fine with that. I like
Mhm.
Darrington Evans. Uh, he's got good long speed. He gives you that special teams kick return option as well as solid set of hands out the backfield. And again, he can fly. Speed, hot, nasty speed. I love it.
Mhm.
We don't have enough of that on the team. But we'll
Yep.
get into that as well. But Kareem Jackson, really, really good player. I don't hate the move. If you're gonna go bargain bin shopping, uh, yeah, this is like going to Goodwill and finding a slightly used pair of Amiri jeans. I guess. I mean,
Okay.
hey,
That
that's what
works.
it's like. Like I think Kareem Jackson's pretty good. Um, and he's more of a free safety than anything. So
Mhm.
that's something that we don't have. What
Yep.
is what are you doing here, Matt?
He's hanging out. He's just
Better
coming for
choice
a
than
quick visit.
Simmons. No. Um, no, absolutely not. Like I would have loved to sign Simmons. Oh, he fixed it. Thank you. I would
Yeah.
have loved to have signed Simmons, but Simmons wants the bag. That's obvious at this point. Like if Simmons just wanted to win, and wanted to go someplace where he's guaranteed to start, and he wanted to go someplace where you knew you were going to have an opportunity at uh, playing in late January, potentially February. Buffalo was the spot. So
Mhm.
winning is important, but not nearly as important as the not nearly as important as getting that bag. So he definitely wants the bag, and that's fine. But
Mhm.
bro, we can't see the yeah. All right, there you go. Um, what else? A couple things I want to talk about from training camp that stand out, that stood out. Um, Curtis Samuel's route running.
Mhm.
It's not just Bills, like it's not just Bills beat writers talking about it. You have national guys that showed up to training camp and they're like, this dude, this dude is legit. Like he might be ready to break out. So I'm expecting big things. I think they're going to use him a lot. Uh, yeah, I expect big things from him. I think they're going to use him a ton. I think they're going to try their best to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. So yeah, I like the move a lot.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think those numbers in 2020 that Curtis had, 77 catches for 851, is a possibility with the Bills. Little, I don't think that's far off. He may even do a little bit better in yards. I mean, he's never had a quarterback like Josh Allen to play with. No disrespect to some of the other quarterbacks that he's played with. I mean, he
mhm.
never had Cam Newton in his prime. He never had any of those kind of quarterbacks. So I'm real excited to see what he could do on our offense.
Absolutely, man. You know what I haven't heard a lot of though? Shakir. I haven't heard a
Yeah,
ton
you're right.
out of
Yeah, he's been
Shakir,
quiet.
which is
Maybe it's
crazy.
like
Yeah.
that offensive lineman in a game. You just don't hear much about him. Maybe that's a good thing, right? So
Or maybe he
he's
was a
just doing his
one
thing.
year wonder. Maybe he was a one hit wonder. No,
Well,
he's not.
oh, stop.
I'm joking. I'm joking. There's no way. Ain't no way. That guy.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna have a big year as well.
yeah.
Mac Hollins. They love Mac Hollins. Like they love him.
Mhm.
Everybody loves him. Uh, I don't know why because the man doesn't wear shoes and doesn't use utensils to eat with, and he
Interesting.
doesn't eat
Okay.
vegetables. I don't get that. I mean, it obviously it's not for me, but that's that's different. What do they like? Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean,
What'd you say
Jeremy?
that?
Like,
Yeah,
what do
Jeremy,
they
what's
like
up with
about
that?
Hollins?
Oh,
Bro,
Holland.
from everything that Hollins from everything that I've heard so far from the people who cover him. We talked to Mookie. in the space a couple days ago. Uh, he brings the juice. Like he's bringing juice, man. Hollis is bringing juice to practice. He's competing. He's bringing the best out of these corners. He's going at the corners. And you know we got a good, really good group of corners in Buffalo, but he's going at those guys, and you know it's making them better. Visibly, he's being a leader. Um, you know, mixing it up with the team, and I think his hands, his playmaking too. They talk about they talk about they talk about how he is making plays out there as well with the ones and with the twos or whatever. But what is his role gonna be? Nah, and I get it. He he's probably gonna be the X. He's probably I mean he's an X. I think he's like an X only. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him start the season at X as the X, the first play of the game. You know, play one, first offensive possession, first formation out there. It might be 12, it might be 13, it might be 11. I don't know. But if it's 11, I think Mac's on the field. If it's 12, I think Mac might be on the field. I think if it's 12, it might be Mac and Curtis Samuel. I think that I don't think Shakir's that type of guy that they feel like they
Mhm.
need to, whatever.
But Whittle Mac's the
But
guy, a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like Curtis Samuel, but when he had a lot of playing time in 2022, he did have 57 catches for almost 700 with the Raiders.
well, it's not.
So if he
It
gets
wasn't the
that
playing time.
opportunity, yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't the playing time. It was the quarterback. His quarterback
true.
didn't suck in
Yeah,
2022,
it's
so
true.
he played with a guy that was decent. So that's how that worked. Um,
Yeah.
but I wanted to get into the defense a little bit deeper. I think so. The Bills obviously we've come short. We've fallen short every year in the history of the Buffalo Bills. Right at this point, but over the last couple of years in the playoffs, would you take Shavers and Holland as your starting at 12? No, Shavers, come, bro. Shavers is not. I'm Shavers is not starting. Shavers is not starting. I wouldn't take Shavers as a starter in 12. Absolutely not. No. I'm not
Hmm.
start. I don't think Shavers plays unless somebody gets hurt. If he makes the 53, he's not playing unless two guys get hurt.
Hmm.
That's
I just think it's
maybe
training camp
Renfro.
time.
Maybe.
They're
Yeah.
yeah, it's training camp time. They're getting more play right now. We're seeing more film on them. We're seeing more clips. So not to take anything away from what they're doing, we have to remember that like you said, Shakir's been quiet. We know
Right.
Shakir is going to be one of the starters on this team. So
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because we're about to go rapid fire through the rest of training camp because I got to get to the NFL top 100 and the Madden ratings have been released, people, and
oh man, we
oh
do.
boy, I am not happy, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon enough. Uh, but couple of key things. Curtis Samuel, like I said, Curtis Samuel's route running standing out. Matt Collins' leadership and overall just size. Different
Mhm.
dynamic. It's helping Josh out. Josh looks crisp. The ball is flying out of his hands. He's in better shape, and yeah. So that like the offense is looking really good. Um, Spencer Brown's getting his ass kicked in practice so far. It's just typical training camp, Rochester stuff, man. It's typical stuff with the Bills. St. John Fisher, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a bunch of Josh Allen handshakes. You're gonna get some stuff signed by the team. You're gonna get some music, and Spencer Brown's gonna get beat by every defensive end on our defensive line. every single one of them are going to beat him at least 3 or 4 times a day.
Mhm.
But we expect Spencer Brown to be in good shape, and I expect him to ball out by the time the season starts. This is a big year for him
Yes, it is.
because they signed Lyle Collins and drafted 2 tackles. So, you know, do
That
with that
yeah,
information what you will, Mr. Brown, but you know, the organization is speaking loud and clear to me. But on the other side, I have to say that's been the area that's been the most concerning in the postseason for me. Uh, 2021, I think that was the best Bills roster that we've had under McDermott and Bean and with Josh. Like that was the best roster we had, and the
agree.
defense just could not stop anybody. We that year 2021, we what was that? We smoked I mean, absolutely dog walked the Patriots, but we could not get off the field against the Chiefs.
Ah, you got a fan, Whittle.
Make sure you follow you. What is it? Steeler, Kansas? Oh man.
Steelers, Kansas. There we go. Combination of Kansas and the Steelers. Okay, I like it.
Oh, that's a shout out. Oh, my bad. I'm looking. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, we taking a shot? Cause I got
Yeah.
time tonight. But no, no, no. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. Um. Oh yeah, put this up. Let's put this up right away.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs, cats, birds, bats. Have a seat, listen up. Von Miller is back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are who are not Bills fans. You don't follow the Bills. You're probably looking at this saying like, "Man, he a homer. Take off those Buffalo blue goggles." Well, my goggles are clear, and I'm gonna take them off and tell you, Von Miller's back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Von Miller is back. He is no restrictions. There's nothing on his knees. Um, the speed is back. The bend is back. He's back. I've heard some of the most critical content creators, some of the most critical Buffalo writers are all in unison saying the same thing. Now, either Von Miller took out a nice withdrawal and got all these guys together and paid them to say nice things about him, but the man has all of these different personalities and different people in his corner right now saying Vaughn is back. The bend is there, the explosiveness is there, the speed is there, the ghost move is there. And I talked to a couple of Chiefs fans and a couple of, people who I respect their football acumen, I respect their football knowledge. And we've discussed this Buffalo Bills defense. Uh, and the one thing my guy, I don't want to put his name out there, but he's a frequent he's a frequent what are those guys? The listeners that we can't see who they are. What are they?
The anonymous
The
listeners.
anonymous listeners. Right.
Yeah.
So he's a frequent anonymous listener because he's usually at work. And yo, one thing he said was the Bills are gonna be fine. The one thing that takes the Bills over the top is if Vaughn is back. He said that is scary. Ladies and gentlemen, Von Miller's back. I don't care. I'm I'm putting it out there now. You can clip this, you can record it, you can write it down, you can hold me to this. 8.5 sacks, Von Miller, I'm going over.
Okay.
I'm going over.
Hmm.
I'm taking the over. And I'm taking the over, and I'm saying it's easy money. Von's gonna have 10 plus sacks this year. And so is AJ Epinesa. And so is Gregory Rousseau.
Ooh.
As long as they don't get hurt. If these guys get hurt,
Yeah,
all
that's
bets are
true.
off. But if they play the majority, when I say the majority, if they play 75% of the games that we have, I think these guys are gonna have. Um, depends on how the rotation looks. Oh, come on. Hey, are you one of those guys that hates the defensive rotation? Oh
You
no,
know who that reminds
why?
me of from our spaces, Little?
Oh, see, yeah, bro, I
Yep.
like it. I like the rotate. Listen, the
Yeah.
reason why I like the rotation is because you never. Now there are negatives to it because
Yes.
you. It's like boxing. I see you. I can see that you can't stand it. I get it. All right, this is why I like it. Not get it. The pros of not having a rotation is like a boxing match, or if you're boxing or you're fighting or whatever. You're learning your opponent. You're learning what works. You're learning what doesn't work, and then you're allowed to kind of set something up for later on, right? So if you know that if I'm leading with my jab, following with a right cross, I can throw another jab and he's gonna drop his hands because every time I throw that 1-2 combination, his hands drop. Okay, cool. I know I'm gonna save that for later when I need it. I get that. The other thing, this is the pro of having it.
Hmm.
Every single down, the guys on the defensive line are going to have more energy. They're going to be fresher,
Hmm.
and they're going to tie. I think they're going to wear down the offensive line. I think if you keep rotating guys in and out, they're fresher. The offensive line's not changing. You're consistently having to deal with guys who are not as tired as you are and are coming at you with everything they have because the next snap could be somebody else's opportunity. So while I'm out there, let me go get mine, and I'm gonna go balls to the wall every time I can, if I have to, in order to get there. Right. So that's my positive of it.
Yep.
I think the argument for both is valid, but this is what Sean McDermott does. I think it's great for the regular season. This is what I'll say against certain teams. I don't want it. Like if we're playing
Hmm.
Kansas City, we're playing the Jets. I don't. I want less of the rotation because I want my best players out there as much as possible. When they need a blow or they need a break, you pull them. You get somebody else fresh out there, and then
Hmm.
you go from there. I also think it limit like I know how if you come out in a certain formation or a certain look, right? You're kind of giving the defense exactly what you're doing. Well, it's the same thing on the defensive side, right? So if I take Von Miller off the field
Hmm.
and AJ Epinesa off the field, and I got Rousseau and Smoot um, on the edge with Daquan Jones and Austin Johnson, I take Ed off the field, right? Then the defense knows, all right, they're loading up for the run. So now I can probably go with play action. And then I might be able to get something off of that. So I
Hmm.
get it. That I understand. I just think that Sean's got to learn how to utilize it to keep the guys fresh throughout the year. But in the bigger games, the guys with the bigger checks need to play. Like if you Von Miller, you're making whatever you're making, you're playing. Gregory
Hmm.
Rousseau, you want that deal? You want that big deal? All right, you got to play. Same thing with AJ Vanessa. You just got re-signed, homie. You need to earn that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You need to earn that. So I need my better players to play in those situations.
Yep.
What else?
And real quick, the
Linebackers.
the
Oh,
good
you want to
defensive
keep going? My
coordinator,
bad. Go
just
ahead.
really, really fast. The defensive coordinators, the good ones, they play, like you said, I think your point about when you play Kansas City or something is so valid. The best defensive
Right.
coordinators play to the matchup, right? I don't want Sean McDermott to say, hey, I'm going to have this many snaps for each player every game, no matter what. No. And it keeps the players fresh. This is a marathon, not a sprint. We're playing for December and January, not September. So I agree with you. I think that there's some good to it, but once we get later in the season, we got look at our schedule: San Fran, Detroit, Rams. We got some good QBs coming up, so that's where I agree with you 100% on that. Will that's one to
Listen,
check.
San Fran's after the bye week. We're
Yeah,
undefeated after the bye week.
there
Let's
we go.
that's
All right, there we
we're
go.
undefeated after the bye week. Y'all know how I give it up for the team, bro. Like 12-5,
Yep.
12-5. Anything less than that, I feel like we underachieve. I'm not even playing. All right, so defensive line, I like it.
Mhm.
Smoot, I think your top four, obviously Von Miller, Groot, AJ, and Smoot. Those are your four, right? Then
Yep.
at defensive end. Defensive tackle, uh Daquan Jones, um, and Austin Johnson and Dwayne Carter. Like, I don't know if Deshaun Williams makes the team at defensive tackle. Maybe he does. I think if you want to keep six receivers, Deshaun Williams is on the practice squad um, because we're going to need that extra spot. So that's what I think. And bro, I just think that that's a really, really, really solid group of defensive linemen. I think it's an upgrade from what we had last year. Like, I think Smoot's better than Jack Lawson at this point in their careers. Uh, we talked about how like Jordan Phillips and bro Tim Settle stole money from us for 2 seasons, like legit stole money from us for 2 years. Um, so yeah, like Austin Johnson, Dwayne Carter upgrades from
Yep.
Jordan Phillips and oh my God, I don't even want to say his name anymore. I'm glad he's in Houston. I'm glad he's in Houston. We get to watch
Yeah.
him. We get to watch him get escorted out of the screen every game, every play when he plays this Thursday, guys. So pay attention to that. Linebackers, linebackers. Dorian Williams is the backup to obviously our starters, Bernard and Milano.
Yep.
Milano progressing well. He had a vet rest day today. Um, he's not where they want him to be, but I mean, Milano's a like the dude. I've never seen him like out in, I've never seen any pictures of him getting caught like out in public or like just doing anything outside of like football. So I think after he leaves practice, he goes home and studies his playbook and watches film. Like he probably is just a straight
Yeah.
football junkie. And that works. Like it's cool. I'm good with that. But Deion Jones is showing out at linebacker.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of y'all who pay attention to football outside of Buffalo may know who that is. Extremely athletic, sideline to sideline type of guy. He's a little long in the tooth, but his athleticism is still there. He still has plenty of juice, and he's going to be in a reserve role. So I love it. Him and Dorian Williams, kind of the same type of player. I think Deion Jones being the elder
Mhm.
statesman, maybe he can play a little Mike, and you
Mhm.
have Dorian as your will for the second unit. Balen Spector, I haven't heard much from him. Surprisingly, he hasn't gotten hurt yet, so I guess that's a positive.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take it, right?
Usually by now, Balen Spector is out for 2 weeks. At this point,
Mhm.
he would be out for
Yeah.
at least 2 weeks or day to day, so at least. Oh, Dion has played Mike. Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he played Mike in Atlanta. But I
Mhm.
love Dion. I love Dion Jones. Like that's an excellent pickup. And some of the guys like that we have right now in this roster, Brandon Bean has been trying to get these guys for years. Some of these guys,
Mhm.
like he tried to get Matt Collins like a year ago,
Yep.
couldn't get him. Tried to get Deion Jones before, couldn't get him, and finally we got those guys in. So Brandon Bean is a great GM, and he's like the drunk dude at the club. He's not taking no for an answer. He's going to keep asking. He's getting. I'm leaving here with something, so he's going to keep going. Right? That's
Mhm.
Brandon Bean, and we love him for it. Um,
Absolutely.
and then you got the other guys like the other young linebackers. They're playing. I mean, they're playing solid football. Moreau had a better practice than normal than he has. He's been getting better over the last few days. So It's going to be tough to make. It's going to be tough to make the 53 at linebacker
Mhm.
outside of those top four. Maybe they keep a fifth one, um, and that could be Spectre. It could be Ulafosho. It could be
Mhm.
Morrow.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. So, but
Yeah.
we'll see. That
Lu
we'll figure it
Lu
out as training camp keeps going. The pads are on now, so you know,
I'm really
yeah,
curious to watch Ulafojo. I really am. He's so athletic. I mean, just so much potential. So I'm really looking
yeah,
forward to seeing what he does in the first couple preseason games. Like you said, it's gonna be
absolutely,
tough to crack this 53. It really is.
yeah. Corners. Not nothing to see here, guys. A cornerback, it is what it is. Christian Benford, um, he's been getting like he has been getting worked a little bit this preseason, bro. Like I can't front. Every time I hear about a receiver making a big play, he's usually the cornerback on coverage. So
Hmm.
I don't know if they're picking on him or it's Benford. I don't know if he's like, is he regret? Is he gonna regress this year? I don't know. I don't know. Like we got to see. Like Benford is a. I think Benford's really good, but he been getting worked in practice. Maybe the receivers are that good, right?
Yep. Well, let
Keon
me.
beat him a couple times.
Hmm.
Mac beat him. I think they said Mac lost him too. So that was.
Yeah.
mm,
Well, let me ask you
Um.
something, Little. Is in camp is offense generally ahead of defense in the beginning?
No
Do you
defense.
feel, or you
No
feel it's
defense
usually
is
the other way
usually
around?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, defense is usually ahead of the offense. So,
Okay.
and that's the thing. Like with these receivers winning, so like I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say they winning so much, but it seems like they're winning a lot more this offseason than the guys were winning last year.
Hmm.
And like for me, I know our corners don't suck. So are the receivers that good? Is
Maybe.
Josh elevating these guys? Like, what's going
Or
on?
maybe it's a byproduct of the work they put in the off season that we started to see a little bit
Could
more.
be. Could be.
And
Yeah, you're
these
right.
guys are, some of these young, these guys are hungry. There's a lot of hungry guys in that wide receiver room. They know their opportunity is big right now to really.
Everybody is.
You better believe it. Yep. So maybe that's part of it too.
Yeah, could be possible. Could be very possible. All right. Safeties. We talked a little bit about safeties earlier. I got to We just signed a couple of guys, so I don't know, bro. I don't know. We signed the CB seem to be playing more men. No, like that was a question that I asked. I asked
Hmm.
this question to Mookie and uh geez, what's his name? Perino. They did the
Bruno.
live show or whatever. But
Okay.
and it's not like they're playing zone as well, but yeah, I mean, the it's one on ones. A lot of this is one on ones. One on ones, you playing man, but in zone coverage, these guys are winning. They're winning still. They're winning in zone too. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the corners right now. Like maybe they just got to warm up a little bit. Terrence playing, Terran is Terran. I mean, you're
Hmm.
not hearing anything negative out of camp about any of the corners. Jamarcus Ingram and Kyrie Elam are playing well. Like, I mean, we already knew Jamarcus could play a little bit. Uh, I think he's an upgrade over Dane Jackson
Hmm.
because I've already watched multiple plays where he was able to turn his head and look for the football. Sign me up for that because Dane Jackson
Amen.
had no idea how to do that while he was here. So
No.
Jamarcus Ingram, clear upgrade over Dane Jackson. If you like Dane Jackson, then you know we're unfollow me or just don't be my friend, whatever. I think he's terrible, and they paid like $14 million for that guy. Could it be due to the yeah, bro? I think it's the wide receivers. I think that's what it is. I think the wide receivers are just cooking right now. I think they're good. I think this is a good complementary group that Josh is working with. Josh is able to find everybody. The
Mhm.
motto is everybody eats. I think that's what it is, man. I do. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I agree with that. Um, but safeties, the injury bug has come back to bite us as usual.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so what's his name? Edwards, Mike Edwards out with a hammy.
Yep.
Uh, oh, I can't believe I said hammy, hamstring, hamstring. Yeah, we don't want to give anybody any free publicity.
True.
He's out with
True.
a hamstring. Um, hamstrings are funny. It could be 3 days, it could be 3 weeks. So, but
Yep.
I know they want to take their time with him, and you know, Taylor Rapp's there. He's definitely going to start. Um, Damar Hamlin again, like I said, Damar Hamlin played pretty solid. Cam Lewis, you can stick back there in the pinch. Cole Bishop also went down with an injury, so put him in bubble wrap for a little while, and
Mhm.
and they went out and signed a guy today in Terrell Burgess. He was a safety with the Rams, so some familiarity there with Taylor Rapp. They've worked together before. That should
Mhm.
be interesting. Burgess, I'm not too familiar with him. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I have not had an opportunity to watch any film on him. No clue. If Terrell Burgess, I mean, I've seen him on Madden because I played against people that had LA and I was able to bomb on them. So he wasn't really good in Madden, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know if
But
that says a lot, Whittle. You bomb on a lot of people in Madden, so
no,
that
bro,
you know.
I do get cooked a lot too, though. I
Okay.
am
All right.
400 plus. I am uh you know plus 300 in the win category though.
That's
So
pretty awesome, Whittle. That's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
I am 300 up on the
Yep.
win total, but what was I going to say about the safety? Yeah, so we talked about Kareem Jackson earlier. Kareem Jackson played in Denver for a few years. Before that, he was it Seattle? I can't remember. I can't remember, guys. I apologize, but that was his. I know Denver was his second stop, and he's a deep safety. Something that we do need. We need a guy that can play single high if we need to. If we need to put a guy back there, and he's a vet, 36 years old. I think his status on the team is based on how much juice he has left in the tank. Uh, he might be most notably known for getting suspended last year for headhunting. He
I think he did
was,
twice. Yeah. I think it was
yo,
twice. Mhm.
he was tearing people up last year. I
Mhm.
don't know what was going on at home, but he was out there last year. So
Oh yeah.
uh, but I mean McDermott, his calling card is secondary.
Yeah.
He gets the most out of the safeties. Like I'm not too worried about it. I'd like to have more depth there. I'd like to have better depth, but I think we have enough to get by, especially if the pass rush is going to be effective. And I think the pass rush is going to be very effective because, like we said, Rousseau pretty much contract year, playing on his 5th year option. AJ finally get an opportunity to start. Daquan Jones is healthy. Austin Johnson backing him up. Clear upgrade on the defensive line across the board, and Vaughn is back. So
Mm.
the pass rush is going to be there. The linebacker duo is a top 3 linebacker duo in the NFL. Argue with your mama. It's a top 3. Like
It is.
it's a top 3, and that's it. Receiving core pulling on your heartstrings. I don't know, I don't know. I don't think it's in. For me personally, for me, I'm not. I'm not married to any of these guys. Like I don't.
Mhm.
It's just. It's a. I think it's just a good group. Like
I'll
I like that Mac Hollins is 6'4". I like that Claypool's 6'4", 230, and he can run down the field and track the ball. I like that
Yep.
these guys are. I guess maybe Keon Coleman, because
Yeah.
I
Well,
said I was one of the first to say he would be a perfect fit in Buffalo.
you did.
Um, yeah, I
Little.
don't know.
I'll just. Keon Coleman just gets it. Let's just say it. I mean, you want to talk about a rookie that's on fire to start his career. I'm not even talking about on the field, right? He's got that just infectious, just something about his personality just draws you to him, right? And you could see he's got an aura about him. And we don't know what he's going to do on the field yet, but you want to talk about a rookie that has
Oh
set
yes, we
himself
do.
up. But
We
he
do.
has set himself up for greatness in Western New York. Not
Yeah,
just he could possibly go down as one of the most popular players in this franchise's history. And I'm saying it right now on July 31st, 2024, before he even takes one snap on the field. That's the heartstrings. If I had to say, Keon's won me over already. So there's very few rookies I've rooted for more than Keon Coleman so far, just based on what I've seen. I I think the world of him so far, but again, just he's just really putting himself. That's the heartstring. Just to answer that question that student had.
yeah. Well, this is the other thing um, about Keon. I think the mental part, like the mental part of being in the position that he's in, he gets it. It's not. I don't think it's too big for him, and I think I don't think that the celebrity or the status that he now has as a Bills wide receiver, with the yellow coat and how the fans have embraced him. I don't think that any of that is going to his head. He strikes me as extremely level-headed. Um, and he understands, how to keep the main thing the main thing. When they talk to him about it and say, "Oh, you got big shoes to fill, coming in, yada yada yada," and he fires right back and says, "Look, man, I'm not here to be Stefan. I'm not here to be Stefan Diggs. I'm not here to be Gabe Davis. All I could do is be Keon Cole." Right?
Hmm.
And another interview, they were talking to him like, "Yo, how do you feel about you get drafted, you this, that, the fans love you, blah blah blah." He says, "Man, look, it's great, but I understand that all this goes away if I don't make plays for the
Hmm.
team."
Yep.
So, much like a Duke Williams, Charles Clay, uh, Zach
The Rick Rod,
Moss.
the Rick Rogers for all
Yes,
you
all of
the
those
drought
guys
years.
that
Yeah.
that the fans loved and said, "Oh, this guy is so great! Oh, can't wait!" And they got him to feel and sucked. So you know, Keon's good though.
Sure.
His hands are A1. Like,
Yes.
oh God, can't use that either, right? Jesus,
It's
can't
okay,
use
Whittle.
that either. All right, his hands are. Can't use that other word I was just about to use. Ooh, jeez. No free pub for the ops, bro. No, no, no. I have to say, like Keon Coleman's hands are legit. Like that was something that jumped off the screen when you watched them in college. It was the hands, obviously the athleticism, being a basketball star when he was in high school and actually
Hmm.
making the Michigan State basketball team, playing for Tom Izzo
Yeah.
for a
Say
year.
something. Hmm.
That that stands out. You see it, but the mental part of the game, like knowing where to be when the quarterback breaks containment, right? When it's off script, he knows how to find space, make himself available, and boom, you're there, right? It works. It
Hmm.
definitely works. So I love that because we have one of the most off script quarterbacks in the NFL in Josh Allen. So yeah, that's Keon gets it, bro. And I think I may have to revisit my expectations for Keon this year. I think I had him between 40 and 50 catches. I might have to up
Yep.
that a little bit. And I think
Ooh.
I had him for around 500 to 600 yards. Um, I kind of want to stick with that, but he's so elusive with the ball in his hands. Like he might he might be better than that.
Hmm.
He might be better than that. But if any of y'all that bet, like You probably want to take every over available for Keon Coleman. How much of a chance does Hamlet deserve?
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
The the one thing I'll
it's a
say about
numbers
that.
game for Hamler. No, it's a
Yep.
numbers game for Hamler.
Mm-hmm.
And
It,
I don't think I think the top four are locked in. Uh the problem is what do you do after the top four? Like how do you impact the team, right? So number five is wait, who is number five? Who's number five? Shavers? No.
yeah. In terms of wide receiver,
Yeah.
well, let's see.
Shavers.
Obviously, yeah. Yep. Coleman, Samuel, Shakir, Hollins. That's four. Then it's MVS, Shavers, Shorter, Hamler, Claypool. There's a
I
bunch.
would let's not mention short. Like
Yeah,
let's
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
that's
That's like it's
yeah,
almost like
he's
that muted word on X, right?
yeah,
Shorter, right?
yeah,
Well, we have to
yeah,
mute that word here on the Coast to Coast podcast. Okay.
yeah. But
I give
I
Hamler a
don't
better
know.
chance than most,
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's the special teams for me, man. Like,
though. Yep.
is he going to run back kicks? Because if he's going to be the kick returner or punt returner, then yeah, he'll make the roster. But
Hmm.
I don't know if he does that. They may just go with five receivers and have Hollins and Shavers on special teams, and then
Hmm.
bring like go with an extra lineman, go with an extra O lineman or an extra DB or an extra linebacker.
I do think
That might be the move.
we may see some more surprise cuts and moves than usual just because of this rule change with the kickoffs. Would you agree with that? I'm talking about league wide too. I mean, it's not going to be a lot, but there's going to be a few. I think they're going to open some fans' eyes, say, interesting, right? Because
Yeah,
we don't know what the impact of that rule change is really going to be until we really see it over a few months into the season.
that's a fact. Um, but in other news, right? If we keep six or seven wide receivers, do we take away a spot from? Yo, and that's what I'm saying. I think if you do that, you take a spot from the defensive line and the offensive line. So I
Mm,
think they usually go with nine O linemen and nine D linemen. I think you go to eight D linemen and eight offensive linemen. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to sacrifice. But they're not going to do that. I think it's more likely to go five because you're going to see so much 12 personnel. They're going to run the football. You know, I don't see them. I don't see them keeping more than if they keep more than if they go six. I think that's the max. They're not
hmm.
going more than six
I
wide
agree.
receivers. That's not happening. Um, But yeah, so if you like to bet, yeah, like go put that bread down on Josh Allen MVP, uh Keon Coleman overs, Curtis Samuel take his overs, uh Dawson Knox take his overs. Oh wait, we got don't we got guys that do bets on Do Champs though.
Well, absolutely
So
we
listen,
do.
yeah,
And
follow Do Champions on Twitter and you know I'm not going to step on Neffy's toes. Like you got it, brother. My fault. I'm stepping out of my lane. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I
that's all
apologize for
good.
that.
I'm pretty well versed in the gambling arena myself,
Okay, all right.
but I would
That's
say
what's up. Well,
I got
let's
some.
see. Well, what are
I
the
do have one
odds?
thing. I got one thing. We
Okay,
don't have them right at my fingertips, as per DraftKings. I want to give you a couple. Okay, listen
okay.
to this. This one's going to make you fall over. Over under on passing yards for Josh Allen is 3750.5.
Over.
I mean I can't believe that's so low. That seems
I
so
will put
easy
my
to me.
house. I will put my house on the over.
Wow. Passing
Over.
touchdowns over 27 and a half. Over under.
Over. Over.
Over. Regular season rushing. This one's interesting. Over under 9.5. I gotta go under on that. Would you agree?
Who, Josh? Yeah, under.
Yeah, nine and a half.
I
Yeah.
think he's going to hand it off a lot more, like in the red zone.
Yep. Yep. And one more rushing yards over under.
But baby, when we get into the playoffs,
Yes.
we go with six offensive linemen. two big wide receivers, quarterback power right. Let's work.
Josh will
Let's
run
work.
30 times if we get to a Super Bowl to win us a bunch.
Quarterback
Yeah,
power
you
right.
know he
Let's go.
will.
Let's work. We're not even
Yeah,
playing with y'all this
yeah.
year. You
But I'll
know,
tell you what,
we're not
that
even
just
playing.
for the gambling aficionados out there, 3750 on passing yards. Do they really think the loss of
Yeah.
Diggs is going to hurt him by 600 to 700 yards passing? Wow,
That's they're
that's
drunk. They're
that's
drunk.
disrespect. That's disrespect,
Yeah,
folks.
they're
Get
drunk.
I can't do this from California, but if you're in a state where you do DraftKings, maybe it's time to open an account.
Yeah, they're drunk. They're drunk or high or both.
Hmm.
It's a
Yep.
nasty batch of fentanyl out there, and these folks are high as a kite. All right, but so steering away from the Bills a little bit, we'll focus on some real quick NFL news. Basically, screw the rest of y'all teams. Like it's Buffalo. That's it. It's all it's us, man. We up. Forget the rest of y'all. All 31 of y'all are targets. Okay, let you know
Thank
that
you,
now.
Jeremy.
Buffalo's on a rampage, revenge tour. No, real talk. Seriously. Patriots camp. Jalen Polk looks like the real deal. We knew that. Matthew Judon and those guys are having issues over there. He's holding in. Um,
Hmm.
but shout out to him though. Get out the division, dog. Like find you another team in the NFC where they love you like you're supposed to be loved. Go ahead and make that move. I'm fine with that. Go to
That
Dallas.
would that'd be
Go to
nice. Yeah,
Dallas.
get out of our
That would be
division.
awesome.
Yes.
Matthew Judon, go to Dallas.
Hmm.
So if the young lady who knows him is listening, tell him to go to Dallas to the Cowboys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tua got signed. He got his money. Yay for
Oh
Tua,
yeah.
right? Yay for us because Tua's going to be there for at least the next 3 years. So,
Yeah.
um, yay for us. I think Tua's a good quarterback. I think Miami can't handle Josh Allen. or and Tua can't and Tua gets regularly handled by Sean McDermott or by
Hmm.
this defense. So yeah, congrats to them. Congrats to the Tua family.
Yeah.
That showed me the money thing was absolutely cringe. So it's right
Yeah.
on script with what Tua is, which is extremely cringy. Um, he's like like is he Samoan? Is he Samoan?
I believe. Yeah, I think he's isn't he? I believe so, or he's Hawaiian. Well does that is Hawaiian? I guess to I think he
Can
is.
we go with Pacific Islander?
Yeah, it's funny. My wife's from the Philippines, and we've always had this thing. Like, are you Pacific Islander or Asia? Like, there's certain areas where
Right,
it gets
right.
kind of minute, right? So I know he's from
And we don't want
Hawaii.
to offend anybody. There
Absolutely
may be
not.
potential
No,
sponsors out there, but
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Hey,
Listen, we
it's
are a
all good
very
here.
tolerant
So,
podcast, guys. Don't
oh, we absolutely. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
we
oldest
love
of four
everybody.
children in a Samoan family. So there's our answer. He's the oldest of
Samoan,
four.
okay. So
Hmm.
he's the Samoan Russell Wilson.
There we
Got
go.
it.
There we
Perfect.
go.
All
And
right.
by the way, Josh Allen, for you keeping score at home, is now 13th ranked in terms of getting paid
Oh,
among NFL quarterbacks.
contract. Well, speaking of
Contract,
being
yeah.
13th ranked, he's also 12th. He's not a top 10 player in the NFL, top 100. Josh Allen comes in at 12. And
We're just
guess who
shaking our head.
comes in over him?
Who?
Lamar Jackson. How? But bro, like I'm like at this point, it's not like I'm. It's not hate. It's
Yeah.
not. But I feel like a hater by continuing to bring up that this guy has yet to throw over 4,000 yards. Like he did it once. I
Hmm.
think that was his MVP year,
Yeah.
bro. He has the guy doesn't throw over 4,000 yards. He's not going to give
Hmm.
you 30 passing touchdowns. Like,
Hmm.
and he's gonna you're gonna lose in the playoffs because of him.
Yeah. He's a tremendous player. He's a great player.
But
He's one of the best in the league. I mean, there's no hate to Lamar Jackson. We've talked about it many times. That 2018 draft, the two QBs that got ripped the most, Josh and Lamar, turned out to be by far the best in that group, right? So there's no hate towards Lamar. It's more about, hey, our guy
okay,
should not be 12th. That's where
I gotta
I'm at.
ask you a question. I got to
Yeah.
stop you here.
Okay.
Define great. Define great.
Great. Well, his winning percentage is
Because you
tremendous.
you
I
said
mean,
he's
it's
a great
elite.
player. I'm saying define, please define great, please.
Define great. Well, I mean, listen. Now he has won the two MVPs, but we know those are subjective. They, it's based on a vote. I know you're rolling your eyes already, but he has won two. We got it. Listen, 2019 he was the clear MVP. I don't think we're going to take that away from him, right?
2019, he was clearly the MVP.
He makes
Yes.
big plays. He wins a lot of football games, right? I mean, I got to put him. If you want to put him at the end of the great realm, maybe he's on that fringe. He's not in the Mahomes category. I don't think he's in our guys category either, Josh. But I got to. He's if I have a table of great QBs, I'm giving Lamar a seat there. Maybe he's not at the top. Maybe he's not sitting in Mahomes and Josh, but he's hanging around. He's there.
Is he top three?
No, I don't. I'd say 4 or 5 right now if I had to rank it.
4 or 5? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
maybe 5. You're talking me out of it.
okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You take him over. You take him over. Dak Prescott.
Oh, that's a tough one because some of Dak's quote struggles are also related to his organization, in my opinion. Not always his fault, if that makes sense. Some things have not gone his way. I would say they're pretty close. I mean, obviously, Lamar gives you a lot more in the running game. He's more explosive in that sense.
I'm not going. I'm not going to front.
I,
I think.
I
I
that's a
think.
tough call for me, but
Yeah. All right. I'm trolling a little bit. I think Lamar's a great player.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think he's a great. I don't think he's a great passer. And I think you
That
need
I'll
to
agree
be
with. Yeah.
a great passer
Hmm.
to have
Yeah.
playoff success. Like for your team
Yeah.
to have playoff success, you need to be a great passer because teams are
Hmm.
going. The good teams take away your they take away your best punch. And
Hmm.
Lamar's best punch is scramble. It's it's the
Yeah.
scramble drill
Is,
and
is
the
he is
tight
he my
ends.
first
They
choice?
take those away.
Is he my first choice for what I want my QB to be? No. But can I win a lot of games and possibly win big with him? Yes, I can. But you got to have, they have a good organization. They got good talent around them. It's not, like I said, it's not just because we think Josh is better doesn't mean we hate on Lamar Jackson. That's absolutely clear, especially on my end.
Right. Um what else? Oh, so since you're into betting, can you tell me what the odds are of Mulan Reddick showing up to camp, or is he just not? Is Jersey not on the travel plans?
I don't know. Maybe he's in the darkness retreat where Aaron Rodgers is. Maybe maybe Rodgers rented out that space to him somewhere
I
in
thought he
a
was going
park.
to. I thought he was going to slay a dragon or learn the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Bro, why is he still not at training camp? Yes, Mulan Reddick. Yes, Mulan, the Disney cartoon. Yep, not Milan.
Carl.
Mulan Reddick.
Well,
Yes,
Reddick. Okay. Yes, I saw
Mulan
that.
Reddick. Yeah. I'm sorry. I wish. You know what? I wish I should have got on earlier because I could have put the picture up of him. Matter of fact, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We'll save
We may
this
have
for
to
next
save.
week.
We'll save that for the Jets
Next
matchups
week,
coming up, right? Yeah.
yeah. Next week, I'm going to try to put together a nice little collection of AFC East representation, and we're gonna bring that picture out 100%. When the
Nice.
Jets start talking, we are bringing that picture out.
Okay. It's
There is
coming out.
no
Yeah.
matter of fact. It wasn't just a picture; it was a video.
Hmm.
Disgusting,
Love
absolutely disgusting.
it.
But yeah, offense is the reports coming out of Jets camp is the offense looks slow, a little choppy. It's disjointed. You got Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson arguing. It's like the old neighbor arguing at the kid, turn your music down. And it's like they're going at it on the sidelines.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
Brees Hall's wearing a do rag, and it's just weird. It's like,
Just another year in Florham Park, right?
but hey, a lot of you guys that are watching pick those guys to win the division. So don't switch up. All right, stay on that side. Okay, we came up with that first. I know you saw
Mhm.
it other places, but they stole it. The Bills came up with that one first. We Bills Mafia
Yep.
came up with that one.
Mhm.
That's us. All
You know,
right,
Whittle, as our friend on Twitter, Dog, always says, keep that same energy when you get to
keep that
January,
same
February
energy.
that you had now. Keep it in
Yeah,
January, February. We come around and we have those faces, and you're nowhere to be
yeah.
found. So
Cause
that's all we ask.
dog will tell you. Keep that same energy. Cause when the pads come on and the lights is bright,
Yep.
going in your mouth, cuz going in your mouth. It's
Yep.
that simple. It's that simple. Right? Going
100%.
in your mouth. That's it.
Mhm.
But no, so just it just seems like the other teams in the division are having issues.
Mhm.
I have to I got to give Jordan Poyer some credit, making some plays down there in Miami.
Mhm.
But I mean, he's used to that. He's been doing it for years with
Yeah.
us. So now he's instead of picking Tua off when it counts, he's just getting them in practice. So it's cool. Like that's. I mean, it just seems like the Bills right now are the least toxic team in the division. Like we're sitting pretty right now, and I'm happy
Mhm.
about it. Um,
That's exactly the way
but
we
yeah,
want it in
NFL
training
top,
camp. Mhm.
yeah, NFL top 100. Deion Dawkins, what did he come in at, like 38 or something like that?
Damn, no, pretty low, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it was like 30. I think nah, it might have been lower than 38.
Yeah, I'm actually
No, it was like
going
90
now.
something.
No,
Yeah, Deion was like
96.
90. Oh my,
96. Yep.
Von didn't make it though, right? No,
Vaughn?
no,
Uh,
Von's not. I don't think Von's in the top 100.
I don't believe so. No.
Now
No.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is Aaron Rodgers in the top 100?
Uh, Aaron Rodgers? By the way, you know how many Bills are on the list? Yeah, he's 92. Rodgers is 92.
So Rodgers misses an entire year and
Mm-hmm.
does not have and has a an off and a down year in
Mm-hmm.
2022, right?
Yep.
But he makes the top 100.
Yeah.
Vaughn has 8.5 sacks in 2022 in 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Does not play well. I mean, plays like he was terrible last year.
He was.
Doesn't make the top 100. I'm telling y'all, yo, Von's gonna cook this year. I'm looking forward to that, and he needs to because in
Yep.
Madden, Von doesn't have his X factor, and I need that. We got to get that X factor back, guy. We're gonna need that X factor on Von. We need that back. Um, but so yeah, so top 100, the Bills, get disrespected. What else is new? Um, and then there was the what else was it? Oh, the Madden ratings. Madden ratings
Oh.
came out. Josh Allen rated a 92 overall. Burrows rated a 95. He didn't play last year. I think he's rated 95, 95 or 94. And
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson's rated a 96.
Can I ask you a serious question, Will? You've been
It's
watching
wild,
football. You've been watching football for a long time, right? And you play Madden a lot, right? Madden is
yeah,
based
wild
a lot on
times.
physical attributes, right? Like physical. Is there a quarterback that maybe we've ever seen that doesn't have? Would you take everything physically, right? Arm strength, release, right? Size, everything. I could count on my maybe one or two fingers how many guys are better than Josh Allen ever that I've ever watched. How is he 92 in this game? I don't get it. Like,
Um,
what rating is bringing him so far down? Do they have his awareness at like
bro,
40? I mean, what
I,
what
I
would
think
bring
his
him
awareness probably took a hit because of the interceptions last year. Real talk.
maybe a
I think
little,
that's what
but
it is. I think it's the interceptions, and then I
yeah.
think he had a few fumbles, so they probably dropped his carrying down a little bit. Just
Oh, all right.
probably
But
his
still,
accuracy and awareness. I mean, I'll find out.
Yeah, I'm
in like
curious
another two
because
weeks
I
or a
wonder
week or
what's
two.
like what numbers are bringing because physically, the attributes, he's off the charts. He's changed
Ooh,
the
ooh.
way teams draft. Josh Allen. He's
Do,
changed the way
do,
they're drafting going forward.
do you want to really get upset? Do you want to really get
Mhm.
mad?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
You know
do.
what Dorian Williams ran his 40 in?
What is that?
Official. Official 40 time. It's a
Official?
4.49.
Ooh.
Yeah, 4.49. The boy
Mhm.
was flying, right?
Yeah,
Do you know what Zach Moss ran his 40 in?
I don't recall.
Me
It
neither.
was.
But I know it was not 4.49,
It was
right?
not- yeah.
You know what Terrell Bernard ran his 40 in? It's like a
Terrell
4.5. I think
or
Terrell Bernard
five.
ran
Yeah.
like a 4.5 something.
Yep.
Um Terrell Bernard's speed is an 86. DeMar Hamlin's speed is an 86. Taylor Rapp's speed is an 86. Milano's speed is an 86. Dorian Williams' speed is an 84.
Huh.
84.
They're not doing their
Zach
homework.
Moss, 89. 89.
What? Zach
Right.
Moss does not
Right.
have. He's not faster than any of those guys.
Keon Coleman's speed, 87.
That's that's ridiculous.
The man,
Speed is speed.
he's not
Speed
even
should not be
playable.
dependent. Speed should not be dependent on whether you're 20 or 30. If you're fast, you're fast. Period. Right? That's your
Bro,
speed.
I am so disgusted. Now, James Cook speed's a 92. That's going to be helpful. Ray Davis, they gave him an 88. Uh Christian Benford, speed. Do you know what Brees Hall speed is?
Probably what 95.
90. I think Brees Hall is like a 93 in speed.
Wow.
Would you like to guess what Christian Benford is? The same
Probably
guy
80.
who chased him down in week one last year when he had a clear touchdown?
Probably gave what 87. I mean,
88. 80 mother 8.
yeah.
How can I play him at corner with an 88 in speed?
No. We need an update 2.0 already, please, to the rosters.
They're not gonna up his speed, bro. He's
Can
he's
someone
had the
hire
same
Whittle
speed for
as
two
a
seasons.
Whittle? We need to get you in as a consultant for EA to
No,
get you
I
to
need all
update those ratings.
290 people that are in here to get five people, to get five more people each. And all
Yeah.
of us need to email EA and say, bro, fix this, dog. Like y'all are bugging now.
Yeah. I mean, who's
Deion Dawkins is an 84 overall. Osiris Torrance has a lower overall right now going into this season than he did last year when he got to the team as a
Mhm.
rookie. He
Yep.
started off, I think it was a 71 overall,
Yep.
and now he's starting this season as a 69. They got
Who is
Lyle Collins as a 78 overall. He sucks. Like he's terrible. He's routinely getting whooped in the preseason. Are
wow.
y'all able to see the chat on Twitter? No, we're not. Why people talking? Somebody talking crazy?
Yeah, do we need to go in there?
Yeah, let me go
But
ahead real quick because I got time
okay.
tonight. I'm off tomorrow. Play with me.
Oh, say me too. We both are.
Yeah.
But Whittle, I think it's confirmed. Whoever was assigned the Bills ratings has to be a Dolphin fan at this point.
Nah, I don't know if I can't even put this on the Dolphins.
I don't
This
know.
this
That's my
this
first thought.
this strikes me as oh yeah, wait a minute. Okay, I see it there. This is giving Jets energy. Bro, I was in the jet space. I'm gonna share this with everybody. Y'all all need to hear this. I was in a jet space and they were talking about quarterbacks and different things like that. And there was a Jet fan that asked, he said, is Ben Roethlisberger a Hall of Famer?
Hmm.
Is Ben a Hall of Famer? What?
You can say what you want about
Come on,
Ben
dog.
and his antics from the past, but to not call him a Hall of Famer is just okay.
Is Big Ben a Hall of Famer? Y'all to be ashamed of yourself. But
It's
Right.
late July. Well, it's the end of July. I really think this is the most wild. This is the takes get the wildest right around this time of year. I've seen it
Absolutely.
for 3 years now.
Absolutely.
I think we just need football to
Yeah.
return soon and fast.
Hey, tomorrow night, first game, Hall of Fame
Yeah.
game.
Mhm.
Chicago Bears, kind of, because there's no Caleb Williams
Yep. He's
apparently.
gonna save himself for
Versus the
when. Yeah.
versus the Houston Texans. So
Hey,
you know, I'm
Whittle,
sure
let me
Tim
just
Settle
say.
will get a lot of time.
Hey,
I'm
let me.
sure he'll get to play a lot.
Yep.
He's god awful, bro.
Hey, Whittle,
God.
just think about this. We got a Bills game next week.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Can't
how about
wait.
that, right?
Can't wait.
Saturday,
Sorry.
August 10th, Chicago Bears, 1 p.m. Pacific time, NFL.net for those at home. Can't wait.
I want to see a lot of Kingsley Jonathan and Jamal and Javon Solomon in that game.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
make it hell on that kid. Seriously,
Want to see? I
make it
want to
hell on
see.
him.
I'm curious to watch SVG. See what he could do. Oh, by the way, real quick, any concern about some of the reports about McGovern having trouble with the snap with Josh?
No,
Nah, just
I don't
camp
have
stuff, right?
concerns because I don't have concerns because the team doesn't have concerns. Plus, I've been following other. I took the advice of one of our regular regular spaces guests,
Hmm.
young Valdez.
Yeah.
Valdez said to follow all the other teams in the league, follow their sports writers. So I've been trying to like lock in with some of those guys, see what they're reporting. Apparently, like that's a thing. Um,
Hmm.
Titman's having issues with the snaps.
Hmm.
I haven't heard. I haven't heard much out of the Dolphins, but they be lying. They don't be telling you all the whole truth. Like it's Miami, it's real fake down there. So they probably having issues too. They're just not saying nothing about it.
Hmm.
But even if they're not having issues with the snaps, their center 6'1", 274 pounds. So they're
Hmm.
gonna have plenty of issues all season with that. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, no, I mean I haven't. I mean I'm not really concerned with that yet. It's still early. It's still early. Oh, Miami's
Mhm.
having major issues. Okay,
Yep.
okay. All right, Ken. All
Okay.
right, David. All right. Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
They
We'll
have a
take.
major issue. It's a Josh Allen issue. Josh
Yeah.
Allen sends brings a categories every time Buffalo comes to town. There's a category 17 hurricane that hits that place every single year. And week 2 Thursday night, yeah, in there. Um, Marvin Harrison looks amazing. Y'all on
Yes.
Twitch? I think we are on Twitch. Yeah, do
Are
champions.
we?
Yeah, we are.
I believe we
Oh
are.
snap!
Oh
Yo,
yeah.
we
We,
on
we got.
Twitch.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
got the little
we on
Twitch.
Twitch.
We are. Yes.
Okay, I thought Twitch was just for video game, but
Now we're gonna. Well, maybe we'll have
oh
to
yeah,
get
I
a
heard with
lot.
some freaky
Maybe
stuff
a
on Twitch too, though.
Maybe a coast to coast Madden college football Twitch channel. Ooh, there you go. There's an idea. Maybe we could do some
Yeah, we on
streaming on
college
there, right?
football right now. Hey yo, if you need listen, if you got a sorry program in college football, you need help recruiting, holla at me.
I will. I'm
I
actually
got
gonna buy it soon.
Tulane. I
Hmm.
got Tulane. There's a 2.5 star school. I got 2 5-star recruits. I got like 3 or 4 4 stars and a bunch of green gems with 3 stars. My recruiting is up right now. We
Nice.
good.
Hmm.
No, I don't be watching the freaky stuff on Twitch, bro. No, I don't. I got a woman. Never
Freaky.
mind. We'll leave that
Yeah.
alone. I don't
Between
need
that
to
and
watch
TikTok, you
anything,
gotta
dog.
watch
I'm
it. Yeah.
good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need anything. I'm straight.
There you
I have
go,
no
Whittle.
problem.
There
I'm
you
good.
go. I
I'm good in
second
that area, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Um,
it.
but
Nice.
okay, bro. We probably gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
It's we usually try to go from 9 to 10. 10 o'clock. It's way past that at this point. But yeah, the Bills look good. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the questions that I had so far, I like the answers that we've seen out of training camp. Wide receiver room looks solid. Running backs look
Hmm.
good. Offensive line still looks fine. I think it'll be just fine. doing very well. I see the upgrades. I see the upgrades all over the roster. Yo, I like it, bro. Like I like the direction this is headed. And this is great for Bills fans. Like this is great for Bills fans because I know there was a lot of trepidation on how things are gonna go after post Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis and all of these, safeties and all of the guys like Micah Hyde, Poyer, Morris. We lost a ton of guys. Yo, I get it, but you gotta like if you're paying attention to what's going on right now, like you gotta be excited about getting this season started. Nobody really believes in us. That's not just cliche. Like,
Hmm.
go look at the what was being said before training camp started. People were picking us for third, um, saying we were gonna win 8 or 9 games. Now the trend is starting to build, saying that the Bills are gonna be good. They're still gonna win the division. They're still one of the better teams in the league. Listen, Madden makes mistakes, but um, Madden does make mistakes. They're not perfect, but
Hmm.
they got us rated as a 90 overall for a reason. It's not just Josh Allen. We have a really good team. And we don't have a ton of holes. Like I said, the biggest thing right now is safety. If Kareem Jackson over the next couple of weeks, over the next like 2 weeks, looks the part, like y'all are like, bro, y'all team's in trouble. And don't get mad when you jump into space and you hear me and or Lee Sean going absolutely nuts on y'all. Because
Hmm.
this is what do you drink warm milk or
What
cold? No,
this
I'm about to
this
block you,
podcast
RJ.
this
I'm
this
about to block you.
this
Yeah, what
podcast
is
we're
going
gonna have
on
to
with
have
this
like
guy?
we're gonna have to have an overnight version of this podcast if this keeps up
Yeah,
with
this is space. It's like Spaces After Dark.
this
You seem like a
space.
strawberry milk kind of guy.
What
Bro, I'm
what
not even
what?
that. Not even a milk drinker like that. To
Oh
be
man,
honest,
yeah,
but
chocolate milk's always good, you know. Vanilla, it's all good. So it's funny.
I'm more of a bro. I drink a lot of water. I carry this thing
Yeah,
around everywhere. This
there
thing
you
is
go.
huge.
Yep.
Who's it?
Give it
Yeah, I know,
Carl.
right? Yeah, I know.
Carl.
Strawberry milk is elite. That it is. If
It
I have to
is.
choose between strawberry milk and chocolate, it's
Nest you
strawberry all day.
Nesquik,
Definitely.
you know those little bottles of Nesquik you get like I'll give you a Jersey store, a little quick check, right? Over there in Jersey.
Yeah.
So yep. Ah, I knew beyond. Yeah, how'd you guess? But listen, I love the strawberry milk too, so I'm all good. Bring it all on.
Yeah. This is getting
Yeah,
strange.
this
I'm
is
starting to have
we're getting yeah. What's
starting to have
it's
I'm starting to have Dave Chappelle making a band flashbacks right now.
yep.
I need somebody to walk to Brooklyn and get me some Cambodian breast milk. All
Oh
right, man.
man,
Let's get out of here,
I love
bro.
it. Yep.
This is too much.
Hey, listen, I just got one thing. I'm going to give you my quote for the 2024 Bills. You ready? I'm calling this the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That's my theme of the season. Going
Okay.
forward, like you said about our ratings, maybe, we did lose some recognizable names, but the whole is greater than some of its parts. Synergy, teamwork is the theme of the year. We still got plenty of talent. So we're going to find out how important that is as we go forward.
Um, First third of the season, I'm just throwing a hot take out there. First 6 games of the season, I got the Bills 5-1.
Ooh, that would be
Got
something
the
if we
Bills
go.
5-1.
I really think that first game is a real table setter for this team, considering our schedule, considering we'll have 9 of 16, well, 9 road games and 7 home games after week one. So I think week one is very important to get out of the gate
What
with
if I
that W
told you?
against Arizona.
What if I told you week one would be tougher than week two or week three? Would you believe me?
I'm not going to
That's
say
what I
that about
think.
Jacksonville just because they've given us problems over the last
Now they
few
ain't not built.
years.
they're not building this year. And listen,
This
I
is
know there's some
true.
Jaguar fans watching right now. Yo, after y'all beat us last year in London, y'all was talking real spicy. Nobody was talking before the game. Before the week leading up to that game, I couldn't find a Jaguars fan. The only one I could connect with was Travis, the dude that I know that reports on them. The
Yeah,
rest of
we've had him on
y'all
our
was
podcast.
quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the rest of y'all Jag fans was quiet. Then after the
Mhm.
game, it's 900 of y'all all over the mentions talking crazy. We're gonna see y'all. I'm talking trash before the game, and I'm gonna talk trash after because we're gonna beat y'all.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you know a Jags fan, let them know we coming for y'all this year. Enough is enough. Like
We'll
this
be
this
there.
year, we're gonna beat the Jags. Definitely gonna get them. Week 2, like Miami, that's Buffalo South. That's a dub. Arizona, tough though. Tough. That's gonna be a tough test.
Mhm.
Week 1, they're young. They are they're a young team. Kyler Murray is I think Kyler Murray's an elite quarterback talent. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I think he's an elite quarterback talent. I think his talent is elite. Uh, he can make every throw. The dude is fast. He is crazy talented. And now
Mhm.
you give him Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride at tight end, Michael Wilson at wide receiver two, Zay Jones somewhere in the mix, Greg Dortch at the slot. Like they got a lot of weapons. Trey Benson at running back, James Conner at running back. They got a lot of weapons. They got some young boys at corner that they drafted. I think they took Elijah Jones out of Boston College. That's a they got a squad. No
Mhm.
BS. They really have a squad. I expect that game to be tough. I expect them to play us tough. I don't know if they can play us tough for 48 minutes, but they have a very talented roster. I like their coaching staff. I like their head coach a lot. He was the
Yep.
DC for the Eagles for a while, and he they play for him. Kyle is healthy. That offensive line, they got a little help there. They upgraded some of that talent. I think they're gonna be a tough out. So that's a game I'm
Mhm.
interested in seeing. But yeah, I think 5-1. I feel that. I feel it in my spirit.
Nice.
Feel it in
Let's
my
bring it
spirit.
on.
All
Well,
right,
Little,
so
let's put
that's
a
that,
we
man.
can
That's a wrap.
we'll put a bow on episode 50. Two
Big
more for the
5-0.
1 year anniversary. Can you believe it? We're almost up to a year already. So,
Almost.
and we're just getting started here. So, come
We
next
should have
week.
we should have like a cupcake. You wanna do cupcakes or something for the 50 for
Yeah,
the
we'll
for
do
the
some.
year?
We'll plan something for number 52. We'll definitely do something. It's a great milestone, and it's
Oh,
been
I
an
got
honor,
an
my
idea.
friend.
I'm gonna
What you
text
got?
you. I'm gonna text you. I got an idea. I'm gonna text you
All
that.
right, perfect. All right, that sounds great.
We gotta get moving on that ASAP. All right, yeah.
Oh
Yo, we
yeah.
appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody pulling up. Thank you. 330 plus listeners. Like that's big. I appreciate that. If y'all sit there and y'all listening to us this long, thank you so much. Definitely link it link with Do Champions. Follow
Yes.
the Do Champions network. We got some heat this season. We're bringing the heat this year. 30 manageable. I think they're on Fridays. We got the all truth, no sodium takes. Right? We got the all truth, no sodium podcast.
Mm,
The boy Aramis and the boys, Keyshawn, we got them.
yep.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. We got them guys, man. We got them guys. We pulled them in before somebody else got to them.
Yep.
Listen, I was on now. I watched them. I said, I hit the people up at Do Champs. I said, yo, sent them the link. I said, we gotta get them. We gotta
Mhm.
get those guys.
Yep.
And we managed to do it. So that's huge. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But they're in the building now. And they are I think you guys go. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I might be incorrect. I think it's Monday and Thursdays. I believe it's Monday and Thursdays
Mhm.
that they go live. And I think they start at 6 p.m. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely tap in with Do Champions. Definitely tap in with us. Definitely tap in with 30 Manageable. Definitely tap in with all truth, no sodium. You know, definitely tap in with the Post Podium podcast. They are legit. Like they
Hmm.
that's family now. You know what I'm saying? I'm
It
proud
sure
of
is.
that. I'm proud of
And
that. Yeah.
you know, a little me too. And it's a great addition. And here's the best part, folks: Do Champions just getting started. So
Just getting
get on
started, man.
board. We're gonna have some great content, and it's about all of you out there, all the listeners, everyone in the chat. We really appreciate all of you. We can't do this without you. You make this fantastic. So
About to get the
it.
website up soon.
Hmm.
We're gonna have
Oh yeah,
articles. We're gonna be posting articles. Yeah, we like,
it's
yeah,
gonna be
man.
it's gonna be great.
We getting that merch together. We're gonna get some t-shirts. We get some visors. We might get some headbands, you know? Yeah. We might get some headbands.
Yeah,
Shout out to
RJ, I used to
PD
live off
Comics.
ramen noodles too, by the way, through college. That got me through lots of sodium that got me through those days. Long time ago.
Shout out to PD and the Jets commute in the mornings, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to
we
that.
like, yep, there are
Uh,
guys. Yep, Jokes, Speedy, all them. So, great
shout out
people.
to Tina. Shout out to Tina
Yep.
for getting us going. Thank you. Um, some thongs.
What? Oh,
What's going
we're
on?
we're getting into
What?
spaces after dark,
Yeah.
little. We're
Bro, what are y'all on tonight, man?
Hey,
Mark,
listen, maybe this
I'm
is a
surprised at you. This is
maybe
not
that
like Mark is not like this.
Whittle. Listen,
Wow.
maybe there's something out there for the new champions, folks. Maybe a little space, maybe something like that is could make some could get some ratings. So just throwing it out there.
Do champions might have to
Not that we're gonna
sponsor.
do it, but
They might have to sponsor a mold space. I'm
yeah.
joking. That's the
Oh
Twitter thing,
man,
man. If
yeah,
y'all don't know
it
what a
is.
mold space is, tap into the spaces. We'll tell you all about it. It's crazy.
Uh,
But anyway, let's put a button on this for real.
yes.
Let's button this up, man.
Yeah, Whittle. Thank you as always, man. It's an absolute pleasure and honor
Thank you,
as
brother.
always.
Thank you.
And
Next
we'll be
week, tap in with us. We're gonna put together a nice little panel. We're gonna have all the AFC East guys together. We may
yep.
have I may try to lock in somebody from the Chicago Bears to preview the game for a
Great.
few minutes or whatever,
Hmm.
and then but yeah, tap in with us next week. We want to get it going. We should have a theme song. We should have a new. I'm trying to work. I'm working on a new theme song for that week to get something started, something new for the season. Um,
Great.
I'm trying to tap in with a local
Yes.
Buffalo artist,
Good.
uh,
Good. Sounds great.
and see what we can get going. But
That's what we want.
yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and pulling up every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Thank you so much. Coast to coast,
Thank you.
Duke Chance, live, direct, coming for your neck. Buffalo Bills. Let's go. All right.
Go
Have a
Bills.
good night, everybody. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Take care.